Hey everybody, Strago here. Today we're playing a Golgari deck called Treasured Departure. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some creatures that when they die they create a treasure token, and then we're going to use those treasure tokens to do some fun things. Usually our play pattern is going to be Greedy Freebooter on turn 1, and then Common Crooks on turn 2, and then hopefully we'll have a chance to sacrifice them to Corrupt a Conviction, so that not only will they die, for example, scry one and create a treasure token, or simply just create a treasure token, we'll be able to get some cards out of that, and then also have the treasure to hopefully help us play whatever card that we want to play. Instead of just using the spell, we can also use this one copy of Boneyard Desecrator, so you can pay 1 and a black to sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, but if an outlaw was sacrificed this way, of course, Freebooter and Crooks are both outlaws because they are rogues and pirates. If an outlaw was sacrificed this way, create a treasure token. So that works out really nicely. Pawpatch Recruit is a great one-turn play or possibly turn 3 play, so that whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control other than that creature. So if we play it for 1, we can get 1. If we offspring it for 3 mana, we'll be able to get 2 of them, and so when the opponent tries to remove our stuff, we'll get some value out of that. Aloe Alchemist is really nice. You can plot it for 1 in the green, and then target creature will get +3/+2 and gains trample until end of turn, and then on a future turn you can play it for 0 mana from exile, and now have another 3/2 trampling creature. Greenbelt Guardian is here because for 1 green we can give any target creature trample until end of turn. We can also use the exhaust ability to put 3 +1/+1 counters on this particular creature so that it can be a 5/5 later on in the game. Frenzied Baloth, another nice spell. Trample and Haste can't be countered. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Combat damage can't be prevented. Druid of the Spade is really nice because as long as you control a token, for example, from a treasure, this creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. And then finally, here we have Moon-Vigil Adherents. So it is an elf druid with trample. It gets +1/+1 for each creature you control, and then also each creature card in your graveyard. So whether or not our treasure-generating creatures are in the graveyard or currently on the battlefield, this creature, even on turn 4, can get very large and will suddenly become a lightning rod for removal. So, what are we going to do with all the treasures? Well, we have Gold Rush, create a treasure token until end of turn. Up to 1 target creature gets +2/+2 for each treasure you control. So obviously, if there's only 1 treasure token, it's +2/+2, but if you have 5 treasure tokens, now it's +10/+10. And if your creatures have trample, that damage is going to get through. Gonti, Night Minister. Whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, that player creates a treasure token. More treasures for us. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exercises it face down. They may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Mana of any type can be spent to cast a spell this way. So if you have one of your creatures attack and deal damage, combat damage, when Gonti is out, you'll get to steal one of those top cards. If you have 2 creatures, you'll get to steal 2 cards. Also for treasures, we have the Sidequest Hunt the Mark. When this enchantment enters, destroy up to 1 target creature. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under an opponent's control this turn, create a treasure token. Then, if you control 3 or more treasures, transform this enchantment. So, even though you won't be able to play this until turn 5, if you can destroy a creature on turn 5 while you already have other treasures lying around, you'll be able to transform it into the Azamat, the Ultimate Mark, which you can then sacrifice a creature or artifact and gain indestructible, so this can become also a very serious problem for your opponent. And then finally, Goldvein Hydra. You can use all of your mana to pump this up for Vigilance, Trample, and Haste for as many +1/+1 counters as you pay in the X value. And then finally, when this creature dies, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to its power. So even if you throw it out early and your opponent kills it because they're bothered, you'll still get some value from the tokens. Finally, to interrupt our opponent, we have 1 Deadly Cover-Up, which we can collect evidence for, destroy all creatures, and then if we have enough evidence, we can exile a card and then remove it from their graveyard, hand, or library. And then another sweeper 0-point Ballad. You can destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. you lose X life in that process. If X is 6 or more, return a creature card put into a graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. So note that this includes your graveyard and the opponent or opponent's graveyards. With all these treasure tokens, we have the Arc Reactor here. Improvise. Your artifacts can help you cast a spell. Each artifact you tap pays for 1, and then once it's on the battlefield, you can tap it to generate 3 colorless mana. So what would you do with all that mana? Oh, play the Ancient Adamantoise. Vigilance and Ward 3. Damage is not removed from this creature during cleanup steps. All damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control is dealt to this creature instead. When this creature dies, exile it and create 10 tapped treasure tokens. So, ideally, in a really amazing game, you would be able to put this on the battlefield, and then on the turn before, on the opponent's turn, right before it passes to you, you could sacrifice this creature using Corrupted Conviction, get all the treasure tokens, and then on the next turn, use your Gold Rush to generate, well, +20/+20 on any trampling creature. Some other interactive spells and utility spells, we have Pain 101. Until end of turn, target creature gains Death Touch, and when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped and under its owner's control. So if we have for example, Greedy Freebooter and a Common Crook, we can cast this Pain 101. That creature will die when it attacks, when it blocks for the enemy's creature, but ideally, that enemy's creature will also die. We'll get it back. We'll get a treasure token, and then it'll be back up again for another treasure token later on. Shoot the Sheriff, common removal spell. Herd Heirloom, helpful to cast creature spells, can also help us get a card if our creatures are power 4 or greater. And then finally, Hunter's Talent, another removal spell, but also another way to get trample, and also another way to get a card. So, let's get into some games and see how it does. Alright, Treasured Departures, let's go. Let's see how we're doing. How many cards? Oh, they got all the cards. Mortifero. Death Iron? Deadly Iron? Interesting name there. Alright, so 2 cards into Heirloom, into Pawpatch Recruit. Pawpatch! Alright. Dragon Sniper. Okay, put this down. Now, okay. Very nice, very nice. This is... Oh. I do appreciate this. I should have cast it. I should have done it before. That way he would have bounced it and I would have gotten the counters when I attacked. We'll try it again. Mortiferro, thank you. Tanatar, let us begin. What will you do now, Tanatar? Alright, so this Oh no. Put down the wrong card. Gonna tap out for this one. Days. The battle begins. Danis. No, come back. Ziveco. We meet on the field of battle. I don't have anything that can kill that. Shoot. Alright, so they need to get life. How are they going to get life? I guess that's one way to do it. You're going to need a blocker. We're going to need some more mana. Got him. Whew. Lansing. Let us begin. Well, I don't have any mana. Enemy team has mana. Lovely. Lansy, you've got some mana. What will you do with this mana? Lansy, what you doing? Lansy? Are you here? Oh, Lansy lands. Okay, well, all I need to do is get rid of this guy. You don't have any more cards, so you do. Hmm. Okay, very nice. Well, you can say goodbye to your board. Yeah. And say goodbye to the game. Thank you, Lansy. Damn. Here you are. Here we are. Might be control. You never know with control. Go ahead. Kill it. Now he could probably kill this or wipe out the whole board. You know, I need him to do something. Thank you, Dan. Now I'm gonna have to kill something. This is probably not going to work out, but let's enjoy it, shall we? Five mana is a lot of mana. Oh. If you can protect it, that's fine. Barely made it out. Thank you, Dan. Well, hello, Frank. It's been ages. Hasn't it? You must be a superhero, Frank. Superheroes usually have one name. Okay, Healer's Hawk. Lots of life gain. Alright, no cub, no pride mate, and I'll be fine. Please. Ooh. I have another life gain creature. What else you got? Frankie! Oh. Come on, show me a little more. Spend your mana, please. Okay, I'm okay with this. Fair enough, fair enough. GG. Everybody's got a game of magic. Wow. It is so good to see you. Okay. I only have one. I'm coming down to the wire. Do I have enough? That was still fun, even though I died. Let us enjoy the magic. .777 looks like a slot machine, but is it a slot machine? Alright, well, I need to get rid of this exemplar. Can't win this. Alright, we'll keep checking our Kandazars. Let us welcome you to the field of battle. What you gonna do? It's always lands. Are you kidding me right now? Alright, can I please draw something to kill this Ouroboros? That would be really fantastic. But if not, it's fine. The shuffler will do what the shuffler does. Woo! That was a very good game. Thank you, Alcadazar. You've been trampled with treasure.